I saw the fire in brothers' chest to be, do, and have something different. And so it was really from every brother that is a participant, from us as player coaches. The transformation, I think, was substantive. Watching the brothers bond and develop and grow and transform is always amazing to me. And so this weekend was for me nothing short of amazing, watching the brothers do their work and fully engaged, right? Like, so we didn't see any brother half step. You and I were able to see every single brother fully engaged, even brothers that came in saying, this ain't what I really do. Just let me sit back in the cut and chill. Right. Those brothers genuinely fully engaged and grew not just as individuals, but as a collective. Brothers didn't just grow as individuals, those brothers grew as a collective. Good evening. Welcome to the Grown Man or the Complete Man Masterclass. I am Donald Morton. I'm the founder of Remand. And at Remand, we help married businessmen with families interrupt patterns, disrupt behaviors, break the vicious cycles of missed potential so that that man can master his life, his sense of leadership to his family, and his sense of legacy with business and culture. I am just really amped about tonight. And if you were to ask me the reason why I'm amped about tonight because there is an opportunity for men to grow. Anytime there is an opportunity for men to grow, I want to be around that. Anytime there's an opportunity for men to advance, I want to be around that. Anytime there's an opportunity for men to be stronger, husbands, fathers, business owners, and just individual men, I want to be a part of that. So tonight is my opportunity where I create the stage. I create the opportunity for men to be stronger as business owners, to be stronger um, as individuals who are solid, um, to be better as men who are desiring to really take their lives, their leadership, and their legacy to the next level. I have, and you'll see this all in a moment. I have been around this space for over 30 years, have done a significant amount of work with men, invested hundreds of thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of man hours in the development of our signature proprietary process of Remand that helps men to do what they do to reach the place of integration. So I want to say good evening to all of you. And I really want to jump into tonight's masterclass because there's so much to cover. We've got a lot to get done. And I want to make sure that all of you guys are a part of the work that we will make happen. So here we go. Let's make sure that we are here with the Complete Man Masterclass. Again, I'm Donald Morton. This is the masterclass that we run to make sure that men are solid. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, like and share. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, subscribe. And those that are click that bell, right? And those of you that are watching on LinkedIn, comment on LinkedIn. Let me know that you guys are watching. All right, here we go. So this is what we want to really address tonight. Why so many? Again, I've been in this space for well over 30 years. I've had the privilege of talking to some of the world's most famous, some of our community's most affluent. We talk with business owners that have crossed the seven-figure threshold, and we've talked to business owners who are just stepping out into business. We have addressed men who are married with kids and just trying to really figure it out. Why, after all of the success that they've had, why in the heck are they feeling so incomplete? And not only do we want to talk about why men are feeling so incomplete, but we want to talk to them about the three integration points that change everything. There are three particular points of integration that will change everything for every single man, no matter who he is. So if you're a man and you're watching, you say, you know what, Donald, I'm feeling fractured. I'm feeling fragmented. I'm doing really well in business, but my wife's not happy for me. By the way, gentlemen, let me tell you a staggering statistic for those of you who feel like you got it all together at home. We have discovered in years and decades of doing this work that there is a huge gap between how well a man says he is doing in his marriage and what wifey says about the same. What we have discovered is that there is about a 4-point gap between how well husband says he is and how well wife says the marriage is. For example, usually when we talk to men, I've talked to men as of late who have said, when I always ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing in certain areas? And, one area that he always thinks he's doing well in is the area of marriage. I talked with a guy recently who said, yeah, I'm about a 7. When we have the opportunity to talk with his wife, she says, yeah, I'm ready to file for divorce. We're about a 3. I'm challenged with staying. And when I've ever asked colleagues of mine, particularly those here in Atlanta that are part of Morehouse College and their school that deals with family issues, I said, hey, what is the deal? 70% of wives file for divorce in comparison to how many filed by husbands. Over 70% filed by wives. And so I asked the question, what in the heck is going on? And they said men are aloof to what's really taking place in their own households. They don't know what is really happening in their own household. Earlier today, I was on the phone with my wife, and I was just snapping pictures, right, on my phone. We were on FaceTime. I was just snapping pictures. She said, what are you doing? I said, I just love seeing you smile. I have been the culprit of days that she's frowned. Let's just keep it a buck. I've been the culprit of days that she's frowned, days that she's not been so happy with me. But when I see her smile, we were just before I came on tonight, we were laying in bed and she just cried laughing about something that I was clowning about. So I finally have gotten to a place where I understand what it means to be and feel complete in every area. That took work, but I want to share with you the 3 integration points that changed everything in my life. And what I will say to you at the very beginning is, for those of you that are in significant relationships, those of you that are married, you don't have a marriage problem. So before you develop the courage to blame it on your wife, you don't have a marriage problem, right? You don't have even a business problem. Your business can be leaking profits. Your wife could be sleeping on that side of the bed where that little seam is. She not happy with you. She don't want you to touch her. You don't have a marriage problem. You don't have a business problem. And you don't even have a time problem. For those of you that are saying, if she keeps asking me for time, I can't do it all. I got to be there for the business. She's asking me for time. The kids are asking me for time. It's not that. Gentlemen, you have an integration issue. You are still fractured. You are still trying to juggle balls. You are still attempting to function by the scale. And what we have learned over the course of time is that balance, this attempt to make sure you give equal amount of time in these different areas, balance is a lie. It is a myth. And the reason why you're frustrated is because you continue to think that there's something that you can do to balance it all. I was sent a video by one of our clients, and he was showing me how Shaq was talking to his son. His son is a basketball player, and Shaq was talking to his son, and he was saying to his son, "Are you really prepared for the life?" He said, "I lost an entire family because this life of being a ball player, this life of being successful, this life of being great comes with something that you have to sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice your entire family to do so." And Shaq is one of my favorite people in the world, but that's a lie. That's not true. I have lost an entire family because I was trying to balance it all. I lost an entire family trying to make sure that my business was solid. I lost a family. So I know what he's talking about. What I found out though is you don't have to lose your entire family for the sake of being great. The greatest are those who have mastered this game. What game? The game of integration. And before we go any further, let me just pause and tell you this. Integration is a grown man's game. Those of you that are not even in the arena, you're not even trying. You're saying, you know what, I'm gonna lock in on business. You'll just have to understand. Your children just have to understand daddy's building something for you. Yeah, they don't have to understand. And let me tell you this, not only do they not have to understand, many of them won't. You're going to have to master the game, the most difficult game on the planet. But the rewards of that game, are something that you would really want to see. So over the next 90 so minutes, probably a little less than that now, you'll discover why the version of success you were sold was never designed to make you whole. And you will discover the 3 integrations that will make you whole. So if you stay to the very end, today I'm going to give something away that I've never given away before, but only to the men who stay in the room until the very end. If you don't stay until the very end, then you don't get this. But if you stay to the very end, and I promise you, I don't want to waste your time, it is something significant for everyone who stays until the end. Here's what you will learn today. Number 1, success doesn't create completeness. You can have success in an area, and it really depends on what you and how you view success. But it doesn't, success in one area doesn't mean you're complete. It just means that you have a lot of money, you perhaps are doing well on your career, but I would challenge you to audit the 3 domains of your life to see how well or how successful you actually are. Number 2, what we're going to learn is just what we just talked about. Balance is a myth. It is a lie. It's been sold to us for decades now. Some would argue centuries now. And what all of the research says is the more you attempt to balance, the more exhausted you become. Why? Because it is a myth to think that you can give an equal amount of time to everything that you've got going on. You're a busy guy. And what I'm saying to you is stop trying to balance it all. Just stop. Then lastly, I want to give you a better operating system, not a better calendar. Because what you've been attempting to do is use your calendar to balance it. And I want to give you a better operating system, not a better calendar. Who am I? Just so those of you that don't know me, I am not so arrogant to think that everybody knows me. I am Donald Morton. I'm the founder of Remand, and I'm not here to teach you a theory. I'm here to model it. The things that I will share with you over the course of these next 75 minutes are not things that I read in some book. I'm not a guru because I read it a lot in the book. There's a lot going on right now where everybody's looking for credentials. Everybody's looking for degrees. I have degrees, but let me tell you what I really have that's going for me. I have experience. I am not asking you to do something that I have not done. I'm not preaching to you something that I've not lived. My wife and I have an agreement that if ever I'm online and I'm saying something that isn't true, she will stop me. I will stop her. What we will not be is theoretical examples. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a founder, and I'm the living proof that a man can lead a company and still be fully known and present at his own dinner table. I am clear about that. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. says integration is a grown man's game. Are you grown? That is the only question on the table. Are you grown? And we're going to see, because all of us say, listen, I'm a grown ass man. I do what I want to do. No, my guy, the game that we are playing is a very different game. So for those of you that think you're successful, we measure success very differently inside of our world. It's not just about how much money you make, right? It's about whether or not all parts of your life are brought to the forefront and you are successful in integrating all of it at the same time. But first, let me show you how I found this out. And again, I didn't find it out the easy way. I really wish I could have read a book. It would have been easier for me. But I didn't read it in a book. I'm a card-carrying Christian. I didn't find it just in the Bible. I actually benefited from the school of hard knocks. I benefited from the school of hard knocks. Right? And so at the end of the day, what we're talking about now is how I learned this the hard way. This is me. This is me speaking across the country, Los Angeles, California, literally around the world, Delaware, Texas, Israel, Ghana. And by every metric that mattered, I had made it. I mean, being able to be flown to different parts of the country, being able to be flown to different parts of the country and being able to be flown outside of the country and people asking you to speak. And not only am I asked to speak, I've been responsible. Colleagues and I didn't do it obviously by myself. Colleagues and I were responsible for removing the death penalty in Delaware that was most affecting Black men. So I've been at this work, and you see the smile on my face. You see others surrounding me. You see men at the altar whose lives are being changed. There's me in the upper right-hand corner where I'm speaking at the University of Delaware. To the left of that, I'm in Los Angeles, California. I'm in Legislative Hall celebrating the victory of the death penalty. I'm in Long Beach, California, lower left. I'm in Delaware, and then I'm in Israel in the lower right on a camel. I was living the life. So you're not talking to a man, again, who is talking to you based on theory. You're talking to a man who understands what it's like to have all of this going on and be empty. Have all of this going on and be empty. So I was good until I came home. I was celebrated until I came home, because this is what no one will tell you that I will tell you. You are many times forcing your spouse to lie. You're in the public, you're in the public eye, right? You seemingly have a lot going on, but at home, she knows a very different you. You're not the same in every room. You're not the same in every state. You're not the same. You are a different kind of cat in public than you are in private, and she can't quite get with that. So you're frustrated with her because she's not on board. The reason why she's not on board is there is a divide, there is a difference, there is a chasm between who you present yourself to be in public and who you actually are in private. Because at home, in the room that mattered the most, I was a stranger. And I couldn't quite figure out how the world could celebrate me, because I thought I was the same guy. How the world could celebrate me, and then I come home and I get no celebration at all. What was happening? It wasn't on her, it wasn't on my ex-wife, it was on me. I was not whole. I was not complete. So here's the moment that it all broke. One night, she asked me a question that I couldn't answer. And I realized I built a life I didn't know how to live. I built a life on paper. I built a life in the public that I really wasn't matching at home. It wasn't a life that I was actually living. I was building an image, and that image was failing me every single day. Marla and I often talk about how we refuse to live a life that is horrible in private for the sake of longevity. So for the sake of longevity, we just hang in there. We be miserable at home, but we hang in there so that we can say we got 30, 35, 40 years. We just hang in there. Or do we not just count the quantity of days, but the quality of days? So that moment hit me in the gut. I mean, I got frustrated at the questions. Not because they were bad questions, but because they were questions I couldn't answer. You know how you get frustrated? I couldn't answer the questions. So now I had a moment where I was confronted with the reality. Everything was going on great around me. but she knew a very different man. And I wonder, let me ask you this. I wonder what would happen if the spotlight were shown on your house, whether or not the same picture will be the one we all think you are. You the same guy or nah? If all the data is true, and I have no reason to believe it's not, most of us, most of us, most of us are absolutely failing in the domains that mean the most. So here's the discovery. I stopped looking for balance. Now at that time I didn't really know. I didn't really know, Dwight. I didn't know I was trying to balance it. A lot of it is hindsight where I really figure out, man, there's something missing. There's something wrong. She's not happy. My children aren't happy. Like I'm think I'm doing a good job. Like most men think they're doing a good job. And she's complaining. My kids are complaining. But I'm preaching across the country. They love me. But the rooms that mattered the most, the ones I was trying to balance everything off of, I had to find another way because the way I was going was not working. I started studying a different word. Instead of trying to balance it all, instead of trying to juggle it all, I asked myself, how can I be one man in every room, and how can I bring all of it together into alignment? That, gentlemen, is what integration is all about. Reman was born. It's the place where belief, capacity, and execution become one. Not separate, not this over there and that over there, everything in alignment. Here's secret number one. So I don't keep you all night. Here's secret number one. Secret number one is success doesn't create completeness. I know you think that you would have a degree of peace if you would just make a little more money, some peace if you could just have that car that you want, peace if the business just reaches a certain level. You would feel like you would have a level of peace. But I will tell you that success doesn't create completeness. It doesn't create wholeness. It just adds an added layer of pressure that keeps you away from at least the success that most of you think success is. It keeps your identity trying to prove that that's possible, that you can sustain it. But success doesn't create completeness. And here's the definition. Fragmentation, the definition of fragmentation, take a screenshot of this so that you remember it. Fragmentation is winning loudly in public while quietly losing in private and calling it a season. Babe, just give me this season. I know that I'm not here for the kids. I know I'm not here for you. I know I don't talk to you. I know that we're not intimate, and intimacy is not sex. I get it. I don't get a chance to spend a lot of time with you. I'm building though. It's just for a season. And what I want to warn you of is just how dangerous and close you are to losing it all. You ever look at a couple of these stars? I remember, and no shade to them, I actually love both of them. Megan Good, and the other brother, Devon Franklin. They wrote books, had a great relationship, so we thought. Winning in public until they come out one day and they say, hey, we're better off apart. Our season has run its course. What? No, be honest. Be honest. You were winning in public, but all the behind the scenes stuff was falling apart. Again, no shade. I'm not here to judge. What I'm here to do, though, is tell the truth about what's really going on. So when I talk about fragmentation here, I'm not talking about being broken just to be broken. I'm talking about there's no alignment in your life. Like you got a whole portrayal of your greatness online. You got awards, you've got money, you've got awards for your philanthropic activity, you're a community leader, you're a pastor, you smiling for the cameras, you kissing babies, you're a politician, you got all of that. Right, LJ? Yeah, they were a perfect example, right? Because they came back and said that their marriage ran its course. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's not true. And then they said, well, give us our privacy. You didn't ask us for your privacy when you told all of us you were getting married and it was beautiful and all of that. Now all of a sudden you want everyone to give you privacy. And again, I want to ask you, brothers, what would your life be? What would it look like if it were on display? LJ says, yup, that's what I said. Yeah, don't ask me for privacy now. Tell us the truth about what happened. Tell us the ugly, rot gut truth about what it is to be public successes and private failures. Now, both of them are remarried, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But what I will say is there are so many brothers who are behind the scenes, not what they say they are in public. I know what that life is. I used to live that life. I know what that life is. And what I want to make sure, brothers who are watching that aspire to a level of success, I want you to have that level of success, but not at the cost of private failure. So here's the split screen. In public, growing revenue, respected title, you a pastor, you a bishop, you a CEO, you an entrepreneur, you're a professional athlete, you breaking records. All that's good, but in private, your marriage is distant. Do you know my wife and I know people who ain't even sleeping in the same bed when they're out in public though? Or everybody's waving. Everybody's waving like good to see you. God bless you. Frauds. Now that's not judgment. Again, that's me just exposing it. Let me expose the life that I lived in times past. I'm committed to making sure that who I am performing. My wife and I talk about that all the time. Performing. It's a performance. I remember my spiritual father said Sunday morning is the equivalent to Halloween. Everybody's showing up in a mask. Everybody's showing up in a costume. Nobody's real. And what I want to do is make sure that everybody understands the reality of it all. Distant marriage, absent father, and you at the top of your game. but you empty. Those of you that know me know that my favorite basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. LJ going to want to fight me. He wants to fight me every time I say it. Kobe Bryant, watch this. On the basketball court, oh my God, the Black Mamba, phenomenal. But there was a home Kobe and there was a road Kobe. Why? Because when you reach a certain level, if you are not whole, if you are not complete, it will expose your cracks. It'll show you the areas that you're just not whole in. Kobe, as great as of a basketball player as he was at that time when he cheated on his wife Vanessa, right? He was incomplete because he was empty. Even though he was at the top, he was empty. And so, brothers, I'm not impressed with your title. I'm not impressed with how much money you make. I'm not impressed with any of that. I've flown on private jets. I've had Rolexes, right? I've had cars that are high-end cars, Range Rovers and BMWs. I've built my own home. I've had all of that. And guess what? While having all of that, I was empty. So I'm not telling you not to have all of that. Yeah, you should. You should have whatever car you want to drive. You should have whatever watch you want to have. You should have whatever house you want to have. You should have all of that. But who occupies the house, who wears the watch, who drives the car is the person that I'm after. So I want to ask you a question. Here's a question for you, brothers, and you can put it in Facebook, you can put it on YouTube, you can put it on LinkedIn. Here's the question on a scale of 1 to 10. How far apart are your public wins and your private wins? Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. said, "You cooking, chef?" Like how far apart? I want my wife to be able to say who Donald is in public is who he is in private. I had to become the message. And there are days, LJ, you know this, Dwight, you know this, there are days that game will kick your behind. That game of integration will kick your behind. You want to think you're great. For us, it's a score. 3.0 is a perfect score. That day that you can't get above 1.4, that day when that game says you're not so great, we're playing an entirely different game. So how far apart are you between your public life and your private life? Are you a public winner and a private failure? How far apart are you on those things, scale of 1 to 10? So I want to play a video for you, and I want you to feel the video. The video doesn't have words to it. What's up, Ronnie? Good to see you, my guy. The video doesn't have words to it. So I want to play it for you, and I want you to sit and I want you to feel the video. It's the room that he built. The room that he built is the video that I want you to feel. Here we go. all of the trappings, all of the stuff he thought was going to make him happy. LJ, did you see did you feel that? Like all of the trappings, man. He had the car. He had the applause. I know what that's like. The car, the applause, the awards on his wall. Pulling into the driveway and sitting in the car because he knows going into the house is going to expose how fraudulent he is. So what he does is he goes in and he finally looks at his wife. She's washing dishes. You saw no connection. It's just a cold environment. His kids are asleep because he's had another late night at the office. Kids are asleep. Doesn't have connection with his wife. Doesn't have connection with the kids. And it finally hits him. That's that boom, 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 boom. His heart is pounding because he finally realizes something is wrong. So you can build an entire life. You can build a room. You can build a stage. You can be successful. You can be as successful as Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. You can be as successful as Donald Morton, Levon Lewis, Bucci O. You can be successful as all of us on paper, accolades, people mentioning your name in rooms. But what they don't know is at home, your wife ain't even speaking to you. You look good. And here's what I found out. It all comes crumbling down. So some of you just saw your own hallway. Some of you saw yourself in that video. The lie we tell ourselves is this: if I just win bigger, the rest of my life will catch up. Right, LJ? If I just win bigger, if I get the bigger contract, it'll make up for all the time I've lost. And then you find out your kids were in the championship game and you wasn't there. You found out your daughter was in the recital and you wasn't there. And you look up, they're 17, 18, 19 years old. They're off to college and you're wondering why they're not speaking to you. They don't even know you, my guy. They don't even know you. It never catches up because success and completeness were never the same thing. Success and completeness were never the same thing. Here's secret number two. Secret number two is, y'all know what it is. Balance is a myth. It's a lie. It doesn't exist. The reason why you're frustrated is because they keep telling you in all of the coaching rooms, just try to find work-life balance. If you can find work-life balance, everything will be all right. Tell your wife, just hold on, babe. We gonna be okay. Just hold on. You tell your kids, listen, daddy's doing all of this for you. It's a lie. And I will tell you, somebody ought to pimp slap the hell out of whoever told us balance was possible. Work-life balance was possible. Somebody ought to just pimp slap the person who told us that. Yeah, Dwight, absolutely, man. Life will pass you by. Like for those of you that don't know, my birthday is on Monday. And when my wife showed me what she got me, LJ, she said, I know this is not a football game because she knows I love sports. I know this is not the Falcons play because you know I'm a Falcons fan. I'm also a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Right? I'm not going to be 58. I will be 57. right? I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I'm a Falcons fan. I love Mercedes-Benz Stadium. My wife has taken me a couple of times to, she don't even like football. She just tolerates it because it's me. She loves me. I'm not a Ravens fan at all. Yeah, I am not a Ravens fan. So what I will tell y'all is what she has planned, and I've shared this with her. I said, I don't just want to be a football fanatic. I want to live my entire life. I want to enjoy all of it. You know that I've been in Atlanta for 4 years and I've not seen a fraction of it. So she has to literally kidnap me and say, babe, we're going to do such and such. Yeah, Dwight, tell him I'm aging backwards. Don't let him play me. I'm aging backwards, right? So what I've decided is I would never again try to balance it all. I'm going to integrate it all. Here's balance versus integration. Balance divides a man into fractions. I'm a husband on, right, between these days and this time. I'm a husband between these days and this time. I'm a business owner between these days. This time I'm a father. Integration makes you whole. You are one man expressing himself in different arenas, but you are one man. And it is possible for you to execute it all. Here is the law of integration. If you don't understand this law, you will fail every single time. This is a law. Just like gravity is a law, this is a law. Just like there's a law of thermodynamics, this is a law. It is the way that it works. For every single man that can master this law, you will experience the life of your dreams. Now, LJ will shake his head vehemently, yes. Dwight will shake his head vehemently, yes. This is the hardest game in the world to play. It is not easy like the law of gravity, where if I just get on top of the roof and if I just fall off, law of gravity going to take over. This law requires your participation. It requires your intentionality. So what we want to do is we want to discover what all of this is. SQ is your belief system. AQ is your capacity to handle pressure. And then MQ cubed is a skillful execution across life, leadership, and legacy. And by a show of hands, or just type a 1 or 2 in the chat for Ronnie, for Dwight, for LJ, for anybody else that's on Facebook, or if you're on LinkedIn, or if you're on YouTube, just put a 1 in the chat or 2 in the chat. Have you ever had more capacity than you did belief? Or have you ever had more belief than that's ever been tested? Because sometimes it's possible to have more capacity. You can handle pressure. Black men know how to handle pressure. We don't break. We've been so accustomed to pressure. We've been told by our parents, you got to be twice as good than everybody else. So we expect the pressure. We expect that. Or have you ever had more belief? Like you're optimistic, but you're so optimistic until that test hits. And then that belief destroyed like a house of cards. So I want to show you another film, and another film is called The Scale. The reason why I want to talk about the scale, I want to show you the scale, is because here's the deal. Balance, being able to make sure all of it is working, is causing you a level of exhaustion that you don't even need to have. But I'll let you be the judge of it. the exhaustion that comes with making the choices. Do I have time for a family? When am I going to have time to work out? When am I going to have time for my own health? That's all the doors that he was considering. Do I go here? Do I take care of my marriage? Do I take care of my money? What do I do? How can I make this work? And for many of you brothers, you're not exhausted because you're working too much. You're exhausted because you're playing a game that you were never designed to win. The game of balance will have you pulling your hair out. It is why Leroy and I are bald. We are bald because we tried to play that game and it doesn't work. You weren't failing at balance, you were fighting physics. It's a law. So stop trying to balance the ends and become the center, become the core that keeps everything aligned. Integration is not one more thing to carry, it's how you carry everything as one man. Here's secret number 3. Secret number 3 is great men don't build better calendars, they build operating systems. Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. is the systems guy. He believes in systems. He believes in making sure that everything has a system in place, that if you can function by a system, all of it will work out. So you don't need a better calendar. Your calendar is just exposing to you how weak your systems are. Because no matter how much you try to balance it, something gets left behind. Here's the character arc: awareness, facing it, choosing, and then becoming. Here's a daily practice: facing the arc. The daily moment, Dwight tells himself the truth. Leroy tells himself the truth. Donald tells himself the truth before the day tells him a story instead. Because the majority of us are functioning by a story. We're not functioning by the truth. We don't like the truth because the truth hurts. It challenges us. The numbers don't lie. Your wife is not complaining just to complain. Your children saying they don't know who you are and they don't respect you is not them being disrespectful. They are telling you the truth. So the moment you decide to tell yourself the truth and not let the day tell you a story is the day that you begin to win. Here's a daily integration: not a resolution, not a retreat, a daily practice. Now, this is where we just gotta, and Leroy and Dwight are going to come on in a moment. We're going to talk about this, but let me just tell y'all this. We don't want to paint a picture, and this is hard marketing. This is terrible marketing. Leroy and I are great at terrible marketing. This is not easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it. So getting into a daily rhythm of alignment is the most difficult game in the world because you have things pulling at you at all times. From the time you wake up, my wife and I were just talking about it coming back from dinner. Being so intentional that the tail never wags the dog. Not letting the day drive me, but me drive the day. So I'm not talking about a resolution. I'm damn sure not talking about a retreat. What I'm talking about is a daily intentional practice that is designed to get us the results. And we have mastered the game. Not master the game in such a way that we don't make any mistakes and we're flawless. Mastering the game means that we are aware of our flaws. We get an opportunity to fix them every single day. We are doing the work every single day. For those of you that are wondering, are there men out there doing the work? Yes. Yes. Here's motivation versus systems. Motivation says it's based on the weather. It's unreliable. Motivation runs out by Wednesday. You can be motivated. One of our greats is Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson. Like those guys are great at motivation, but motivation don't last. You got to watch another video to stay motivated and another video to stay motivated. But systems are based on climates. They're reliable. And systems, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. will tell you, work while you sleep. So you're trying to do everything by yourself without systems, and you're running out of energy by Wednesday. What I'm talking about is developing a reliable climate that works while you sleep. Remand's not another program. Remand isn't coaching. I used to call remand coaching. I used to call it consulting. Remand is far from coaching. It's far from consulting. What remand is the operating system underneath the man. If you have an Android, you won't understand this. But if you have an iPhone, you'll understand this. The iOS, the internal operating system on the inside, is what we're governed by. So we get a chance to put our internal operating system inside of man and watch him do his thing. We're at the third film, the integrated man. What does it look like when it all comes together? This is what it looks like when it all comes together. Wow. You see the smile on that brother's face. You see the level of pressure that he was able to, not that he doesn't still have pressure, not that he still doesn't still have challenges, but it's a different man carrying them. He genuinely has the operating system on the inside of him. He genuinely has a new operating system on the inside of him. So I got to echo. I got to echo. I need. Let me say. So I want to make sure that you guys get the feeling of that moment. This is not a fantasy, y'all. It's Tuesday. What does that mean? That means this is regular for remand. We have made the extraordinary ordinary. We build extraordinary men and make what they do raise the standard as it relates to what's possible. What actually changed? Nothing on his calendar changed. Everything underneath it changed. So, brothers, you didn't come here to learn how to build a better business. You came here to become a complete man. And I want to introduce you guys to what we're going to talk about now, the Forge. It is where businessmen become complete men through daily integration. Gentlemen, this is the moment that we have all been waiting for. What do you guys say? I'm coming to you first, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. What do you say? And then Dwight, right to you. What do you say to the guy that's out there who's trying to figure out how to balance all of this at the same time? What does he do when he feels empty and he seemingly has all of the accolades of people on the outside? They seemingly say he's great, but they don't really know what's going on the inside of him, on inside of his house. LJ, let me not prompt too much. Just talk to me about what you're feeling in this moment.
No, I think the first thing that brothers must do is they have to renew their mindset. Like you said, it begins with the understanding of, you said brothers might not like it, but balance is a lie.
Yeah,
And that's the turning point when you can see what you're talking about and saying balance is a lie. Okay, if I can digest that, if I can understand that, then where do I go from there? Okay, and then the second thing is and to the mindset is understanding integration. What is integration? Because a lot of brothers may not even grasp the concept of
yeah,
integration.
yeah,
What is integration? Because we've been, what you say it all the time, we've been conditioned
yes,
to think about the balancing and the being here and being there. So when you begin to renew your mind, then you start to see, okay, first thing I got my mindset right. The second thing is we talk about this all the time, identity and purpose. So
yes,
you have to have your identity, you have to have your purpose. Those two things go together. They they
yes,
they are not mutually exclusive. they
yes.
have to they have to go together. So you got to, and this is the work that you talked about that you have
This
to
is the
do.
work.
That's the work you got to do if you're going to get to because integration is a journey.
It
What
is.
he's talking, what you've been talking about, that's a journey getting there, and you really don't get there because you're always in pursuit of it. Because I promise you, I know for me personally that when you think you right there, when you think you got that integration thing down, yeah, I got it. Yeah. Or like you did the other day when you
Yeah,
had that 3.0. What did I say?
yeah,
You had that perfect score.
yes,
You bowled that 300 game. You like,
yes.
yeah.
That next day, though, LJ, that next
But
day, I think
next
I had a
day,
2.3.
yep, exactly.
Yes,
Because we have to understand, and this is real quick. This is what makes your boy Kobe Bryant made him so great. This is what
yes,
made Michael Jordan so great. This is what made Magic Johnson so great. Is they understood that getting to integration,
yes,
that was just that. that particular time. It's a constant and consistent thing to keep working
Pursuit.
towards integration.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
always working towards it, because I promise you, you might get it down with the family, but here comes the business. Here comes the challenge in the business. Here comes something with the kids. Here comes so it's always. And as you were showing the video, and I was thinking about what you've been saying all night, the main thing is about integration is being that one man in whatever situation it is.
Absolutely,
That to
bro.
me, that's how I see integration. I can be in any of those different realms, but I'm the same person because I've developed the structure, I've
Yes.
developed the system to be able to be that one man in all of those or any of those situations that we're in.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think
100%,
that's
man.
that's what I think brothers have to begin with. I think if they start there, then you begin to work towards the other aspects of it.
Yeah. And what I've understood, Dwight, is LJ just said it, like just when when you're trying to when you're functioning in balance, when one area pricks another area and that area begins to bleed, and then you try to fix that area, then the area that you just did well in, it begins to bleed, right? This game is difficult, Dwight, because to LJ's point, it's never over. So when I get a chance to settle in my heart, bruh, that it's never over, this game I will play for the rest of
Rest
my
of
life. Right there,
Oh,
what is it? 48? Is it 48 minutes NBA, 60
yeah,
minutes in the
yep.
NFL?
Football.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a lifetime with the game of integration. Like there are no quarters, there are no halftime. Like you got to play this game for the rest of your life. Go ahead, Dwight. What say ye about what we just experienced in the Complete Man Masterclass?
wow, phenomenal job always by a leader, followed up by the phenomenal Mr. We um, get tossed, and as the term says, life be licensed. But
Yeah,
I sent you a picture. I think I sent you the picture as well, Leroy, about about your favorite, where and again he's trying to inbound the ball into the court, and he pump fakes over his head, then he pump fakes in his face, and he doesn't blink. He doesn't blink. We get hit on all sides, as the word says, and not turned into a Bible study. We get tossed, and we face trials and tribulations, but we cannot blink.
that's so
We
good,
cannot
man.
blink.
We
And once we
cannot
become
blink.
integrated, we cannot blink.
Yeah, that's such a good
That's all
right,
I got.
LJ. That's such a good point because I remember, yeah, Dwight, you did send it to me. I forget the cat's name, light skinned cat that just kind of pushes the ball in Kobe's face. Kobe don't
That's
blink.
Barnes. It's
Yeah,
Barnes.
Matt Barnes, right? Matt
Matt
Barnes.
Barnes. Yeah. Hmm.
And Kobe doesn't blink. Dwight just said something, LJ. I want you to pick up from there. He said, "We teach guys not to blink. When adversity comes, when challenges come, Dwight said this inside a moment ago. He said, "We eat it for breakfast. We eat adversity for breakfast. Whatever the world's going to throw, we already understand that it's going to throw its best. We don't blink. LJ, what say you about what Dwight just said?
No, I think when you have that mindset that that Kobe had, Kobe was like, "You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to. I don't care what you think you can do, but nothing is going to phase me, and I'm going to stand right here in your face with you acting like you're going to throw a ball at me, and I'm not moving." That was the mindset of Kobe. And when you have, yeah, of course, challenges will come, and you may get a moment of frustration or whatever because of those things. But the thing of it is saying, you know what? No, this is not going to get the best of me. And I know it's not going to get best of me because I know you like this because I'm prepared for it.
Absolutely.
Kobe prepared himself
Absolutely.
relentlessly about being prepared for challenges, for situations, for that game. MJ was the same way. Magic was the same way. They prepared. Ray Lewis, relentless
Yeah.
about being prepared for the
Wow, wow,
challenges
wow, wow,
of
wow,
this
wow,
game.
wow, wow, wow. Here's why that's such a powerful moment, because like what we do every single day is actually a game, right? So we have an app where we're actively involved with the game every single day. And when you talked about um, they were prepared. So
Mhm.
every single day we are building SQ, AQ, and MQ cubed every single day
Single day.
so that we can be prepared for what's inevitable. Adversity is inevitable. So you can
Yep.
have, I was talking to one of our clients the other day, and I had to get in his chest because what I said to him is, hey man, what's happening with you is you're waking up every day and just whatever the day brings is what the day brings. You don't have any
Mhm.
sense of intentionality. You don't have any
Mhm.
goals. You don't have any like
Wow.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and know exactly what I need to be doing based on my goals that I have set. So when I'm in meditation or when I'm working on AQ or when I'm working on MQ cubed, I am doing so preparing myself based on the goals. So I'm just not waking up praying anything. I'm not just dealing with AQ in any way. No, I'm all of it is aligned with a sense of goals that I have so that I'm waking up every day in alignment and the tail is not wagging the dog. Dwight, what do you say about the daily work? Because LJ put it so, I was going to say sweetly, but that wouldn't really fit the
Yeah,
remand.
no, yeah, no.
Right?
That is
He
not
put,
that is not a remand word.
that is not a remand
No.
word, right? But he put it so powerfully that it's about being prepared. So we have created a game, and each of us every single day are functioning in the game to prepare ourselves for the day of adversity that is surely to come. What would you say about that, bro? Can you hear us, Dwight? Okay, he may be a little. LJ, talk a
Yeah.
little bit more about that,
Well,
man.
it goes to what you were saying, and I wrote this down. Daily intentional practices.
Yes,
Every great person is
yes.
intentional about
And
every
you
single
were going in and
day.
out.
You were going in and out.
Yeah.
Now, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
that's your internet
Okay.
over there. So I'm coming right back to you, Dwight. But LJ was talking. Go ahead, LJ.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
didn't
dip.
um I didn't want to.
One second, Dwight. One second,
Yep.
man. Go ahead, LJ.
You gotta dip. You have to you have to be daily intentional practices. What
Yeah.
is your routine? What is your structure every single day? And I read this about Warren Buffett. every single day. He reads. It's like he reads. I think 80. What does it say? Like 75, 85% of his day is reading. That's his schedule.
Yeah.
Every successful person has a. That's what I've learned. Every super
Yes.
successful person has
Yes.
a schedule. They are
Yes.
intentional about
Yes.
everything that they do. They
Yes.
do not waste time. They
Yes.
do not waste time
Yes.
doing things. That's one thing I still got to practice on. But they are intentional daily about doing it.
Yes.
They are so structured in what they were doing. Real quick, and then Dwight, you can go. I was watching. It was something on Muhammad Ali, right? I think it
Yes.
was on TikTok or whatever. But they were talking about his training, right? When
Yes.
he was in training mode, this dude would run 5 miles in boots, combat boots, 5 miles, and they said he wouldn't just run, he would run backwards. Part of it was running backwards, part of it was running forward, and part of it was moving. But that's how he got to be so fast, because they
Wow.
said he would always be on his toes. You ever watch him
Yes.
box? He was
Yes.
always on his toes. He was
Yes.
intentional about his training to be able to be on his toes. That's why he came with float like a butterfly, sting like a bee,
Like a
because
bee.
he would that was his float, that was his floating, was being able to move, and all of that agility that he had. He was
Man saying here, but
purposeful.
your eyes can't see.
Yeah, he was purposeful in how he trained every single day. And here's the kicker: he hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
he
Yeah. Yeah.
hated every
Yeah. Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
training. He
Yeah.
said, but he knew if he was going to be a champion for the rest of his life, he was going to have to endure that. And that's what we say here. If you want to have integration for the rest of your life, you're going to have to endure the harshness, the work that you got to put in order to be able to be
Yeah.
successful in your life, in your marriage, and all those aspects of your life, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't mean to
Yeah.
take so
No,
long.
that's good, man. Because oftentimes, what brothers, to your point a moment ago, brothers may not know what integration is, and we're okay with that. But this is what we're saying: if you want to be successful, if you want to dominate in business, thrive in marriage, and not lose yourself in the process, that is the game that we are playing. We call it integration. We don't care what you call it. But what we know is you have to prepare every single day. When you were talking about Muhammad Ali, um, you know, he's running forward, he's running backwards, he's maneuvering on his days to prepare because he's viewing himself in the actual fight. He
Yep,
knows that the
yep,
fight goes a certain way. And this is what most don't know. He dictates the fight.
yep,
He dictates
yep,
the fight. I'm going to
for
turn you the
sure.
way I want to turn you. I'm
Yep,
going to rope a dope you. I'm going to make sure you, right? So people hated Ali, get off the ropes. He said, I know what I'm doing. I know
doing.
exactly what
And
I'm
his
doing.
own trainer was telling him, get off
Yes.
the ropes.
Yes, get off the ropes. And so a part of the strategies that we develop by playing the game every single day, our
Rope a dope,
days are
rope a dope.
intentional. Our days are not by accident. They're not wasted. The moments aren't wasted like you. I have to get better at that, right?
Hmm.
I have to get better at the discipline of making sure every moment of my day counts, right? But the game
Count.
that we are playing is a very different game. So people might ask, Dwight, people might ask, what's the difference between Remain and all the other coaching? Yeah, we're
Hmm.
not a organization. That's the
Yep.
difference. We're not a coaching organization. We are an operating system that we will download inside of every man for that man to succeed, dominate in business, thrive in his marriage, not lose himself in the process. Go ahead, Dwight. We got a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to talk about the forge. Then we're out of here.
It basically is discipline,
It's
and
discipline.
it's the black print, as Leroy always says. it's the system. It's who I it's not so much of what I was a part of. I remember originally I was just so convinced from the very beginning that this is different. And as I got integrated, to play on the word, uh, I began to transform, and the way I deal with the supervisor at work yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Dwight, you might be frozen
the
again,
way
man.
I would,
Yeah.
but I let him know that wasn't having it, and that he abruptly okay, but I let him know and his higher know that you're not gonna just urinate on my head and tell me it's raining. Not happening.
Yeah, yeah, you're not going. As my mom used to say, "You're not going to piss on my leg, make me think it's
So
raining." The bishop.
subsequently, yet today, um,
Yeah, we can't hear you, my guy.
Yeah,
So,
you still going and out.
yeah, you're still going in and out. So here's what we want to offer you guys that have stayed to the end. We promised you that we would have a gift for you if you stayed to the end. We want to give you access into the Forge. Obviously, you get 7 days free inside of our world, which gives you the opportunity to participate in the things that we have going on, the trainings that we have going on, have access to the vault, or what uh, we call the learning lab, all of the things, we access to the app, all of the things so that you can begin this journey with us. What I have discovered over the last several years is kind of going back and looking at Kobe Bryant, looking at Michael Jordan, is that there were three things that were necessary for them to be able to win multiple championships. They had to have a phenomenal coach, someone that would guide them, someone that wasn't intimidated by them. Here's the good news about Donald Morton: I don't care what success you've reached, I'm not impressed. I've seen too much. I've been a part of too much. I've built too much. I'm not impressed. So that you come to us because you're making multiple millions of dollars, then I'm going to talk to you just like I always talk to everybody else. I'm not impressed, right? So you got to have a strong
They don't
coach.
care.
Number two, you have to have a strong system. Triangle offense was in place. So they function according to a system. We call the system the character arc. We call the system the law of integration. So to the degree that you understand SQ times AQ equals MQ cubed, you will win. We have a system. And then lastly, they had to have comrades. They had to have a supporting cast. Kobe has Shaq. Kobe has Paul Gasol. Mike has Scottie Pippen. Mike has Dennis Rodman. Mike has Tony Kukoc. Kukoc. How you pronounce his name? Kukoc. Right? So there's a supporting cast, there's a bench, there's a group of individual that's going to push them to greater, and they're going to push them to greater. Remain has all three. So everything that you'll ever need is inside of our world. Strong coaches, experts in their fields. We have a coaching core that is second to none. Finance coaches, fund coaches, fitness coaches, business coaches, husband coaches, fatherhood coaches, all of those things inside of our world. So no matter where you enter our world, we got you. We have AI that functions in our world. So we're not an archaic organization that doesn't function by AI. We have what my wife would call a real program. The only thing that is missing is the brother that is watching. I dare you to step into our world, take the challenge, and be everything that God's created you to be. This is what I want you guys to do. I want you, as a man, to go to remanforge.com. www.remanforge.com, and you can enter our world. You can enter for 7 full days and not pay a dime. Why would you enter the world of Remand? Because it is one of the most elite organizations for businessmen who are married with families that you'll ever meet, that you'll ever experience. Guys who are beyond 7 figures, guys who are beyond 6 figures, guys who are on their way to 6 figures. We understand your plight. We make no excuse. You enter our world, greatness will be your result. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. The 90 minutes are over. If you desire to be a part of this, go to remandforge.com. Now, here's the deal. All you have to do is DM me, and for the price that is on the screen, you will get $500 off. So when you go to Remand, if you DM me and tell me that you were a part of this live, it is normally $1,497 in one-time payment. But for those that stayed to the end, we took $500 off. And guess what? That $500 is now $997 that you get a chance to enter for life. So imagine having access to this world for the rest of your life for the low price of $997. Here's why that's also important. It's also important because we update our systems all the time. The access to coaches are there all the time. And you have to be a part of a community. None of us win alone. It doesn't happen. You don't win alone. You win in community. And so we want to make it available to you. We also have third-party funders, Klarna and others that can, all you got to do is sign up for Klarna and it'll give you a payment plan. So for those of you that say, man, I don't have $997, this Trump economy is crazy. Got you. But there are ways to be able to pay for lifetime access to the Forge and be able to grow your business, love your wife and kids, not lose yourself in the process. Go to remanforge.com. Before you go, contact me by DM. Just hit me in the DM and say, hey, I want to take advantage of that, but I need that $500 off. I will give you the code. I will send you the code so that you can put that code in and it'll give you $500 off of the Forge for a lifetime. Gentlemen, this has been absolutely bananas. Thank you all for hanging out. And we will see everybody soon. Is it a football game on tonight?
Hall of Fame game,
Hall of
start of
Fame
the
game.
season
Who's playing?
tonight. It's on now. It's Carolina and Cardinals. Carolina and Cardinals.
My wife gonna be mad. She can't stand football. She's in sackcloth and ashes every football season. So I'm
Yep.
gonna go in here and tell her, hey babe, the football game's on. She's like, we gonna watch a
Yep.
movie. We not watching no football. She gonna tell me we gonna watch a movie. We not watching
Yes,
doggone
sir.
football. Yeah,
It is
so
officially football season
You
tonight.
better,
football season.
you better get on with it. Good.
Absolutely. Brothers, I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. For if you're watching by replay on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, DM me. Let's get you inside the community and let's get to winning. Love and respect,
All
y'all.
right.
And we'll
Love and
talk soon.
respect you. All right, brothers. Later.
It's on.